Well, hey, son, welcome back to the show. I don't have a selfie stick because I can't afford one, so I have to hold my camera with my hand. Yeah, man. So let's get on with the show, man. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, epic. No, what do they say? Let's get this thing going because it's just legit. It is legit. Everything here is legit, and you know it. It is all legit. And I can't do this. I think I'd have to lose like 200 pounds to look like one of them skinny punks. And I can't do this. Hey guys, Dave Anderson here, Helicool's Helipad. Hey, today, this show is sponsored by Dave Vern. And thank you so very much, Dave Vern. I appreciate the donation that you gave to the mission so that I could get a few things done here with Malachi. And today what I've decided to do with Malachi is something that I've wanted to do for at least a year. And I wanted to do this actually before last winter, but I didn't get to it. Now I can. Stay tuned. Hey guys, today we're going to be putting in an engine block heater. And I want to thank Neil for showing this first. So this is the number that you're going to want to get. And I'll leave a link in the description below, but this is pretty cool. It is, again, for the Caterpillar 3116, and it gives all the instructions that you need to figure out how to do it, so even a dummy like me can do it. And then also, I have this dual outlet digital timer, and this is really good because it's heavy duty, and I don't have to keep the thing plugged in all night. I can just, have it turn on about 2 hours before I decide to leave. And then I have 3 buckets that's going to collect the antifreeze. Let's get started. Of course, you know where we are. This is the radiator, and this is the little plug. You just have to turn this. Make sure to have your buckets clean and ready, because this is not going to stop until about 2.5 buckets are full. Now what I'm going to do is I'm only going to let the bucket get about half full. You see the one behind me is a little bit more than half full because the bucket gets really heavy and it starts to splash around quite a bit once the bucket gets a little bit higher up. So I got the 3rd bucket. I'm going to switch it out, and then I'm going to dump this one into the one behind me. And now I have that one full that I can manage, and another bucket that is empty that I can continue to add fluid to. Here's another tip. Make sure that you release the pressure out of the coolant tank so it is allowed to come out a little easier. If you haven't already, it's time to lift the cab. Cab is all clear. Now, to give you a really good idea of where the soft plug is, I am on the passenger side. Here is the kneeling hydraulic unit. That's it. Here's another little tip. Unless you got a really long bar that can fit through here, that's at least 15 to 18 inches, it's no harm in just taking this. These are both 13 millimeter. There's 2 nuts up there, and there's another flathead. You can take this temporarily off, get it out of the way, and pound away. Okay, I'm going to use the same technique that I saw that worked pretty good. I've got a really long stake here. All right, if you're following along in the instructions, we're now on step number 3, and that is to clean and burnish this hole with some sandpaper or some steel wool. This is wet dry sandpaper. All right, step 4 is to lubricate this O-ring to aid in the installation. I just happen to have some chapstick on me. It's just to lubricate it going in so that it installs a little bit better. And of course, chapstick, all it is Vaseline. So this isn't going to hurt a thing. You can use grease, you can use whatever you want. I just happen to have this in my pocket. And I know that this works pretty good. Good for the lips too. It's kind of sunny out here. This also provides sun protection. Did you know that? Step 5 is to install this into the freeze plug with the element facing straight up, and the locking channel, which is what this is horizontal. So it's basically going to go in just like this. All right, so I don't have an inch-pound torque wrench, but what I do have is a little bit of know-how. I know that if it's 21 inch-pounds, I can go about 10.5 inches on this wrench, put this weight bag on it, which is filled with water. Water just happens to be the standard measurement. So 16 ounces of water fluid is the same as 16 ounces of weight. Okay, so water being the standard volume. So what I have here is 2 pounds, and it pulls at an angle that is 90 degrees. I know that if it stops, then that is right at 20 inch-pounds. So 2 pounds times 10 inches, that's 20 inches. That'll give me right at 20 inch-pounds. Jeter and redneck, baby, yeah. Jeter. All right, now that it is in straight up, this has got to go in quite a ways for that inner piece. Tightener, just kind of like a drywall tightener, I guess. Right, now that it is touching the other side of the block, getting a little bit more snug. Go ahead and put this on here and torque it down to the inch-pounds that it needs. I'm going to do 2 more steps that is not given in the guide there, to installation guide. This is not bad, this metal tape here, but it's not fantastic. So I am going to put on another layer. This is some really good stuff. I really like this aluminum tape. And one more step. All right, well, now that all the holes are plugged, it's time to plug this hole back up. Now then, before I route this wire up to where I really want it, which is a little bit more farther in front there, I want to give a little tip about zip ties. Don't trim them off this way. You see that the jaws are open this way, and guess what you have left? Yep. You've got that little thing there. And what happens is when you reach your hand in and drag against that like will open you up like a a sharp beer can. So always nip it with this side out and nip it as close as you can so that there isn't any sharp edge sticking out. All right, I have chosen to run the cable right along the side of the radiator shroud, right past the radiator. There's two lines up there anyway, the two electrical lines, and I'm having it come right out the front of the bumper. And I can easily just stick this in there in the summertime, and it's tucked away nice and neat. And one of the last things to do, of course, is to fill this thing back up. You got to make sure not to plug that in until after the engine has run for 5 to 10 minutes. That's make sure that all of the air bubbles and whatnot are out of the system. All right, that'll do it for this project. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys got something out of it. I certainly did, and I'm so glad that this is accomplished. Thanks again, Dave Vern, for that donation that allowed me to buy these parts for Malachi. I so much appreciate it. If you care to donate to the mission could really use your help right now. Yeah, we didn't have our annual fundraiser auction, which is really hurting the mission. If you are good to go, not really needing the stimulus check, if the Lord has blessed you this year, wouldn't you like to pass on that blessing to someone who is less fortunate? If you do, I'll leave a PayPal account in the description. Until then, I'm Dave Anderson signing out. You guys be safe out there, and God bless.